Okay, let's talk about serotonin. We hear that word all the time, right? And it almost always comes with one specific label attached. Well, today, we're going to peel that label right off and see what's really going on underneath, all based on some incredible research. Yep, there it is. The happy chemical. If there's one thing everyone thinks they know about serotonin, it's this, that it equals happiness. It's a really simple, catchy idea, and it's shaped just about everything from pop psychology to how we talk about our own mental health.
You can probably guess the answer. No, not even close. If it were that simple, we wouldn't need to be here. The real science tells a story that is so much more complex, and honestly, way more fascinating. So, let's get into it.
To really get what serotonin is all about, we have to look past that nickname. We have to start with what it actually is, and, more importantly, what it's really doing inside our bodies. Okay, so that sounds a bit technical, but the key word here is modulates. Serotonin isn't an on-off switch for feeling good. It's a chemical messenger that's constantly fine-tuning a massive range of jobs all through our nervous system. Think of it less like a simple light switch and more like a giant mixing board with thousands of dials. And right off the bat, here's a mind-blower for you. What percentage of your body's serotonin do you think is actually in your brain? Well, it's only about 5%. A whopping 95% of it is made and used in your gut. Now here's what's so wild about this. You might be thinking, oh, so my gut health is controlling my mood? Well, not directly. You see, serotonin can't cross the blood-brain barrier, so the serotonin made in your gut stays in your gut to run things there. The serotonin in your brain is made in your brain. They're two totally separate systems doing different jobs. For this explainer, we're going to focus on that tiny but incredibly powerful 5% up in the brain.
So let's zoom in on that 5%. Because even though it's a small amount, its influence is absolutely massive. It creates this kind of master network that has a hand in almost everything the brain does.
This is the perfect analogy. Serotonin doesn't fly the planes itself, but it's in the control tower, directing all the traffic, making sure things run smoothly, preventing crashes. It manages the flow for the entire airport. And this image just shows it beautifully. You see that little cluster deep in the brainstem? From that one tiny central hub, these serotonin neurons branch out like a giant web, reaching and influencing almost every single part of the brain. It's a system-wide operator. So what does this air traffic control actually do? Well, when it comes to just thinking, it's helping you learn and remember things. It's in your prefrontal cortex, acting like a brake on your impulses. It even helps shape how you act in social situations. It's everywhere.
And yeah, of course it's involved in emotion, but it's way more nuanced than just happy or sad. It's more like a thermostat for anxiety, constantly adjusting your responses. It helps you process rewards, and it can even act like an emergency brake to stop panic-like behavior in its tracks.
And it goes even deeper than that. Serotonin is helping to regulate the most basic stuff that keeps you alive. Your sleep cycles, your appetite, your body clock, even your breathing. This one chemical is a key part of keeping the whole machine running smoothly. It really is a master regulator.
So we've seen just how critical this whole system is when it's working right. Which, of course, brings us to the next big question.
Well, think about it. If your air traffic control system suddenly goes haywire, you don't just get one little problem. You get chaos, a total breakdown across the entire airport. And that's exactly what the science shows. This visual says it all. Because that serotonin network is so widespread, when it gets disrupted, it's not linked to just one disorder. It's linked to a shocking range of conditions. Let's just run through a few of them.
First up, the big one, depression. This is the one we all associate with serotonin, and for good reason. When the system that helps regulate your mood goes off kilter, it's a major factor in depressive disorders.
But it doesn't stop there. Anxiety disorders. Remember how we said serotonin is like a thermostat for anxiety? Well, when that thermostat is broken, it's no surprise that it's tied to a whole host of anxiety issues.
Then you've got OCD. That system that helps manage impulsivity and puts the brakes on things. When it's not working right, that's a key feature in the intrusive thoughts and repetitive behaviors of obsessive-compulsive disorder.
The connections just keep going. Even in a condition as complex as schizophrenia, a malfunctioning serotonin system is increasingly seen as a key piece of that puzzle.
And finally, addiction. Serotonin helps us process reward and make decisions. When that's out of balance, it plays a huge role in substance use disorders. So you see, one system goes wrong, and you can get this whole cascade of problems.
Now, this isn't just a cool science fact. This incredible complexity has huge consequences for how we even think about treating these conditions.
I love this quote because it really gets to the core of the challenge. It says serotonin can have frequently opposing mechanisms. What that means is, depending on where it is in the brain, it can be both the gas pedal and the brake, sometimes at the very same time.
And that question is really the big takeaway from all of this. If one chemical can be both the accelerator and the brake, then a pill that just floods the whole system with more of it, well, that's a pretty blunt tool, isn't it? It might help in one area while actually causing problems in another. This is why moving past the happy chemical myth is so important. It helps us see that the future of treatment isn't just about more serotonin, it's about finding much smarter, more precise ways to gently tune this incredibly intricate system when it goes wrong.